Everose here. Welcome back to another deep dive. Last week we explored Virgil from Devil's May Cry, a man driven by loss and ambition. This week we're venturing into the world of Hunter x Hunter to focus on Gon Freecss, a child fueled by curiosity, courage, and the relentless pursuit of his father. Gon's journey is one of the raw emotions, unyielding determinations, and lessons about the cost of obsession and beauty of friendship. Before we dive in, thank you so much for the love on the Virgil episode. I truly appreciate everyone joining me as we explore these rich, emotional stories. Your comments, shares, and support helps me keep creating. So before we get into it, you guys, I really want to say thank you for all the support you guys give me, with my YouTube channel, my Instagram, and everything else. And if you guys want to follow my socials, they're down in the description below. But I'm truly super excited. I can't believe we're on episode 27. And I'm super excited. I'm really, really excited to make more future episodes with you guys, and I couldn't do it without your guys' support. So thank you so much. All right, let's dive in. Segment 1: The heart that drives him. Gon's journey begins with innocence and wonder, the desire to find his father and understand who he is. So Gon Freecss is this young boy who gets off his own island and search of his father. I don't know if I can put the 1999 version, but there's a lot more depth in the 1999 version because, we get to explore why Gon is the way that he is and how that came about. But if we're going to do probably the 2011 version, Gon just really wants to, Gon got challenged by one of his aunts, named Aunt Mito, saying that if Gon caught a fish, a really big fish, he would be allowed to go search for his father, because his father's aunt and his father Jing. If you guys haven't seen that episode, I done a versus of Jing, his father, and Parasite, I think that's his name. I'll put it in the cards up on your screen. So Aunt Mito and Gon's father really didn't get along, because Jing is very selfish, very, very selfish, and he left Gon with his Aunt Mito, and she has this resentment towards Jing because he was supposed to be there as a father, and plus Aunt Mito's sister, which we never truly figured out who she was, but we know who she is by the manga and by but we never ever been told by who she is personally. So his Aunt Mito kind of has the resentment because he left her sister abandoned, and apparently Gon's mother got into a car crash, and Aunt Mito kind of made something up so that he wouldn't find out, but eventually he did. But Gon's and his Aunt Mito's relationship is so adorable, so sweet. He truly calls his Aunt Mito his mother, because she has been there for him since the day he was born. So he appreciates his Aunt Mito a lot and calls him his mother. He like most kids would want to find out who their actual mother is, but not Gon. He's very grateful, very happy to just have his aunt. And if he never, he has that mentality, if he never saw his mother, he would be okay with that. Which most kids would want to figure out who their actual mother is, but not him. And that is so sweet. That is so enduring of Gon. Let's see what else. His courage and empathy set him apart, but his impulsive nature often leads to danger. So yes, he may be the sweetest kid, he may be the kindest soul, but he has some red flags though. That's why I wanted to do him. A lot of people like to talk about him. Like, a lot of people would be like, but Gon is so sweet. He is, but yeah, he has his father's tendencies. He has his father's selfishness at times. Let's see, what else does this boy have? Gon doesn't just seek strength, he seeks meaning, connection, and the thrill of discovery. So throughout his journey, which I'm going to make a next episode of it, for episode 28, his best friend Killua Zoldyck, they meet at the Hunter exam, and a little description, a little brief context of Killua. Killua is Gon's best friend. Killua is an assassin in a really rich assassin family that I would say have their dysfunctional family dynamics, because they're a very dysfunctional family. But with Killua and Gon, Killua refers to Gon as like a family, because he's not crazy. He Gon's very selfish. Yes, he's selfish throughout the point of the series, but in the beginning he was extremely selfless, there's the word, and extremely understanding. He didn't judge Killua or anybody for that matter, really. It's this heart that drives every choice, every battle, and every risk he takes. Alright, let's keep going. Segment 2. Friendship, power, and consequences. Gon's growth isn't about power, it's about bonds he forms along the way. Kite, Killua, and other companions teach him about trust, loyalty, and sacrifice. And if you guys do not know who Kite is, he is this mentor type father figure that Gon really gets attached to, because mind you, he never really had a father growing up. So Kite was kind of the epitome of kind of Gon's father figure, which Kite kind of is looking for Jane, Gon's father, to give him like thanks for teaching him about Nen and everything else. Throughout my playlist of the episode, if you guys go to episode 1, which I'll link it up here, I talk a lot more about Nen and what that is. But Nen is basically, I'm just gonna say it here, Nen is basically an aura that in the show where you can, the higher frequency you are in aura, that powerful you are. But I explained it a lot more in episode 1 and I think in episode 2, I believe. Anyway, so Killua, like I said, even though I talked briefly about Killua's like the emotional support of, they're both the emotional support for each other, but Killua understands Gon in the way of his darker tendencies, which kind of Killua kind of gets a bit shocked about Gon's selfishness at times, because he can't believe from the sweet best friend that he had to the point where not really in a way, but Gon throughout the episode, Gon kind of, spoilers ahead, Gon kind of in the Chimera Ant arc, Gon kind of forgets about Killua because he's so upset about Kite's death, the mentor father figure he had in the beginning. Basically, in the 1999 version, the reason a lot of people say, why is Gon so so attached to Kite. He only met him like a week ago. But if you guys never seen the 1999 version, basically Kite saved Gon's life, and from a mystical bear. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, he slaps Gon into kind of saying, "Are you stupid? Like why would you why would you run in like that?" Because basically this mythical bear was just protecting its cub, or her cub, and basically that's how they met. King kind of reveals about his father, which in the 1999 version, Gon has never knew about his father until in the 1999 version, Kite speaks of his father. And in 2011 version, they kind of cut all that out. They don't bring Kite in the very beginning, but towards the very, I would have to say, season 6, I would have to say, if I'm breaking each, because there's, in the 2011 version, there's 148 episodes, which I've been watched I watched the 1999 version first, which I highly recommend, but that's your guys' choice, to the 2011. So I started in Thanksgiving to December 20th. That's when I finished the 2011 version. It was a binge watch worth sacrificing sleep for, honestly. Anyway, so Kai, basically, so a lot of people don't understand that Kai was basically a father figure to Kilo, to Gon, and that's why Gon got really attached to it. Attached to him. Oh my gosh. And yeah, so like Killua and Gon go through this ups and downs of their relationship, but it makes the relationship a lot more stronger, because they kind of have this bickering thing in the 2011 version. In the 1999 version, Killua was completely chill with Gon. He didn't really care if Gon beat him at everything. He was chill about it. But in the 2011 version, Killua was a bit jealous of Gon. Killua kind of at first kind of judged Gon and resented Gon at first for being a little bit better than him. But that's what makes the relationship so iconic and the epitome of friendship, really. Yet his Gon's determination can blind him into consequences, showing how the purest intention can have dark results. So basically, Gon has this thing where he doesn't really care if he loses an eye. He will risk his life no matter what it is. He has lost his hand more than once, but he's the epitome of keep going no matter if you lose a hand, if you lose an eye. When he was trying to get Killua back from Illumi Zoldyck, I also did a video of him as well as a versus. Gon was determined to get Killua back, no matter what the cause was. And he meets this guard named Canary, and she hits them over and over and over again. But Gon doesn't stop, and he's very determined. But that determination it makes him kind of risk selfishness, and he starts being selfish, but still kind. But he starts being selfish. Gon reminds us that strength is intertwined with responsibility, and sometimes the path of growth is painful. Oh my gosh, this boy goes through so many things that you wouldn't even believe, but he makes it out somewhat okay. Like mentally, he's not selfless as he once was in the very beginning. He loses his innocence, That's how I can put it. He loses his innocence by the adventures he goes on and by what he learns. It's extremely painful to watch, but extremely fascinating. Alright, let's keep going. Segment 3, Obsession and the Untamed Spirit. As Gon's journey unfolds, his obsession with challenges pushes him to his limits. Yes, Gon will push himself. He's the epitome of pushing himself to the point that he even loses consciousness. That's how much this boy is determined. Come on, but we've all been there. I've been there. Whether facing life or death battles or confronting moral dilemmas, Gon's raw emotion and intensity can both inspire and terrify. Yes, inspire in the fact that do not give up no matter what, but terrify to the point that he doesn't care. Once this boy is determined, you cannot change his mind. Once he makes a decision, and that's what makes Gon kind of have a little bit of red flags, because once he's determined to do whatever it is, he doesn't care to risk his life, or he's not afraid to kill someone, for that matter. He has threatened people before. Like I said, he loses his innocent act due to the fact of the consequences that he's put in. For example, there's this one part, like I said, spoilers ahead here, but there's this one part where he challenges one of the Shamar Antar. It's one of the chameleon dudes. I forgot his name. He says, Gon literally says, if at least what I can remember, correct me if I'm wrong, he says to the chameleon dude, to the Shamar Ant, that he will not have mercy to kill him. And that shows you from episode 1 to episode 100, I'm just gonna 130, somewhere between that line. No, more. No, around that timeline. Gon literally tells his aunt that he's not afraid to kill or do anything if it benefits him or if it brings him to where he needs to be. Compared to episode 1, Gon, he would probably be so terrified to see how much he loses his insanity at some points in the series. And it really does show you. Me being an example of this, the reason I relate to Gon so much, not like I have good, thankfully, by the grace of God, I have, good things with my family and stuff. But if it means, putting my life at risk to defend my family, oh, you bet in heck I will. You bet in heck I will. I'm not afraid if it's worth defending my friend, defending on my family. I don't care. And that's what Gon kind of represents. He represents the people kind, but when kindness is being pushed to the limits, it's where you snap, really. You really snap into the person you don't think you're gonna be, but you will become if you don't realize your limits. Across the anime, his stories illustrates the tension between innocence and obsession, freedom and responsibility, courage and recklessness. So in the very beginning, it was completely selfless. He didn't know what he was going to get into, really. He had such a big heart. He was kind of, I don't know if he was playing dumb or he was dumb at times, because mind we all were at one point. But then he kind of slowly starts realizing, oh shoot, kindness doesn't really get you anywhere all the time. And then he kind of says, okay, let me be a little bit selfish. Let me take my dad's my dad's selfishness tendencies a little bit with me, because I have them. And let me be reckless with it. I don't care if I lose an arm. I don't care if I lose an eye. I don't care if I do this. I don't care if I do that. Does he reject his responsibilities? Very much so. But he does it with purpose, though. But he can be reckless. He can be reckless. Gon is never truly controlled. He is not. He is the embodiment of untamed potential. Oh yeah, like I said, give this boy a decision. It can be the most dangerous, the most stupidest decision to someone else. But to him, if it gets him to meet his father quickly, whatever, he'll take it. Doesn't matter what it is. That's why I love Gon. That's why Gon kind of represents me in a way, because I can be kind of reckless with some stuff. I ain't gonna lie. Alright, let's keep going. Segment 4, final thoughts plus what's next. What Gon Freecss teaches us. Pure determination can move mountains, but it has its risks. True growth comes from both triumphs and mistakes. The bonds we form define our journey as much as our personal goals. So basically what Gon teaches us is that yes, always be kind, always be genuine when you talk to people, but don't be too kind, because kindness, yes, it takes you far, but not too far. Don't try not to be reckless with what you do in life. Discover yourself, make new friends. Always be kind, but it's okay to be a little selfish. Not too selfish, but just be a little selfish to the point that people don't take advantage of you. Be courageous and have fun, because life is so short, really. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Next week we'll be continuing exploring our Hunter x Hunter, diving deeper into the adventures, challenges, and characters that shape not just Gon, but other characters as well, which will be Kilo Zoldyck for episode 28. And if you guys want a part 2 for Gon, I have no problem in doing that. Yeah, just let me know with your comments down below, and don't forget to follow me on my socials that are down in the description below. Alright, per usual, love you all. Bye!